Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. My name is Artem, and here is the news. 715 days left the Russian invasion of Ukraine. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky fired Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, General Valery Zaluzhny, who held this position since 2019, reports BBC News Ukraine. Before firing Zaluzhny, Zelensky held a meeting with him and offered to stay on the team. Ground Forces Commander General Alexander Syrsky has been appointed instead of Zaluzhny. In his evening video address, Zelensky called Colonel General Alexander Syrsky the most experienced Ukrainian commander. He led the defense of Kyiv and the so-called Kharkiv counteroffensive. According to the media, for the successful defense of Kyiv, Syrsky was awarded with the Hero of Ukraine title. He also commanded the defense of Bakhmut last winter and efforts to retake the city from the Russian forces in the summer. The head of state added that Syrsky will come to the commandment with a new team of generals. Zelensky outlined what he expects from the new team. This is a realistic, detailed action plan for the armed forces of Ukraine for 2024. It must take into account the real situation on the battlefield now and the prospects. Also, each combat brigade on the front line must receive effective Western weapons, and there must be a fair redistribution of such weapons in favor of those who are on the first line. The logistics problems must be resolved. Every general must know the front. The excessive and unjustified number of personnel in the headquarters must be adjusted. An effective rotation system must be established in the army. The experience of certain combat brigades of the armed forces of Ukraine and units of the State Border Guard Service, where such a system is in place, can be used as a basis. Zelensky believes that there is an obvious need to improve the quality of training for the warriors. Only trained soldiers can be on the front line. A new type of forces has been created in the structure of the armed forces, the Unmanned Systems Forces. The first commandment is to be appointed. The president informed that the new commander-in-chief Syrsky will present the team for resetting the armed forces in the coming days. John Kirby, White House National Security Council coordinator, has commented on Volodymyr Zelensky's decision, saying that as the supreme commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Ukraine, the president gets to decide who should be in the military leadership, reports Suspilne. The White House representative emphasized that the US will work with whoever is in charge. He also rejected claims that the replacement of the commander-in-chief indicates the instability of the situation in Ukraine, but could not confirm that this personnel issue was previously discussed at high levels between Kyiv and Washington. Celeste Valander, US Assistant Secretary of Defense, has also reaffirmed the US readiness to work with General Syrsky, reports European Pravda. She called him, quote, an experienced, successful commander, unquote. Politicians, public figures, serving military and ordinary Ukrainians expressed their gratitude to Valery Zaluzhny on social media and in blogs. For example, known volunteer Maria Berlinska called him the best commander-in-chief in Ukraine's history, whose actions saved the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. Many were shocked by the decision to dismiss Zaluzhny, despite the fact that rumors that it will happen started actively spreading early last week. At the same time, some wished good luck to the new commander, but others expressed doubts if Syrsky will be as good as Zaluzhny. Some shared that he has a reputation of a commander who's willing to sacrifice people to achieve goals, while others say about his professionalism. We would really appreciate if you could recommend us to your friends and family, as well as share information on social media. This way more people would learn about the podcast and truth about Russia's invasion. Ukraine and Russia conducted the third prisoner exchange since the beginning of 2024 and the 51st in total, during which 100 defenders returned to Ukraine, reports Novinarnya. Among the rescued servicemen this time are 49 soldiers of the National Guard of Ukraine, 25 border guards, 26 servicemen of the armed forces, in particular 11 soldiers of the territorial defense. All of the freed are privates and non-commissioned officers. 84 liberated soldiers defended Mariupol, 82 of them were Azovstal steel plant defenders. The rest performed combat missions in Donetsk and Lugansk directions. At least 28 of those freed are injured or seriously ill. The oldest is 62 years old and the youngest is 20. Ukraine expressed its gratitude to the United Arab Emirates for the assistance and support in organizing this exchange. The Russian Ministry of Defense informed that they exchanged 100 of their military. Thank you for listening to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast. We're a commercial initiative of just 2 people and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the app, subscribe to our Patreon. With your support, we are getting better. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.